You meet someone for the first time. You haven't spoken a word yet. Your brain has already decided whether to trust them. It took less than a tenth of a second. You didn't choose this. You didn't even notice it happening. But it happened. Friend or threat, safe or dangerous, worth your time or not. That verdict was built thousands of years before you were born, by ancestors who never met a stranger from across an ocean, who lived their entire lives surrounded by maybe 50 people they actually knew. So why does your brain still do this? Picture a small group of early humans, maybe 150 people, moving together across open grassland. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar studied primate brain size against group size and found a pattern. The bigger the social group, the bigger the brain region needed to track relationships within it. Humans landed around 150 stable relationships. Beyond that, the bookkeeping breaks down. Now imagine someone outside that circle approaches your group. No shared meals, no shared hunts, no proof of loyalty. An unknown face wasn't just unfamiliar. It was a question with no safe default answer. Your ancestors who hesitated, who read a stranger's face for danger signals, tended to survive longer than the ones who didn't bother. That hesitation became wiring. That wiring became you. In the early 2000s, psychologist Alexander Todorov ran experiments at Princeton showing people unfamiliar faces for just 1/10 of a second. Participants still made confident judgments about how trustworthy each face seemed. Give them several more seconds, and their verdict barely changed. Think about that. More information didn't make the judgment more accurate. It just made people more confident in a decision already made almost instantly. Your brain isn't evaluating a stranger. It's matching a fast pattern against an ancient template, then dressing that matchup as careful reasoning. What is that template built from? Faces with softer brow lines and upturned mouths get read as trustworthy. Faces with lowered brows or tense jaws get read as threatening. Your brain isn't reading character. It's reading a frozen expression and treating it like a forecast. So why hasn't evolution caught up? Because the stakes of misjudging a face used to be enormous, and the cost of double-checking was nearly zero. Misjudge a friendly stranger as dangerous, and the cost was a missed opportunity. Misjudge a dangerous stranger as friendly, and the cost could end your genetic line. Evolution doesn't optimize for fairness. It optimizes for which mistake is cheaper. Suspicion was cheap. Trust was expensive. That imbalance is still sitting inside you. There's a chemical piece too. Neuroeconomist Paul Zak studied the hormone oxytocin and its role in trust between strangers. In his experiments, a small dose of oxytocin made people hand over money to strangers more readily, with no real change in how risky the situation actually was. Their evaluation of the stranger hadn't changed. Their internal trust dial had. The feeling of trusting a stranger isn't always a measurement of that stranger. Sometimes it's a measurement of your own chemistry in that exact moment. Does that mean trust is just an illusion? Not exactly. Trust was never designed to be perfectly rational. It was designed to be fast. A slow, careful assessment of every new face would have been a luxury your ancestors couldn't afford. A predator at the tree line didn't wait politely while your brain ran the numbers. Now bring this forward. You scroll past a stranger's profile and form an opinion in under a second. You meet a coworker and feel an instinctive pull before they've said anything meaningful. None of this is really logic. It's the same 150-person tribal alarm system still scanning every unfamiliar face like it might be standing at the edge of your camp at dusk. The unsettling part is how confident this system makes you feel while doing it. You don't experience this as guessing. You experience it as knowing. A system built for split-second survival was never going to come with a warning label that says, "Low confidence, please verify." So what do you do with this? You can't switch the system off, but you can notice it. You can catch the moment your gut hands you a verdict about a new face and ask whether you're responding to evidence or to a frozen expression matched against a template built for 50 familiar faces and constant unfamiliar threat. That tiny pause is something you can afford now, which brings you back to that stranger you met, the one whose face you read in less time than it takes to blink. You didn't evaluate them. You matched them against thousands of years of pattern memory, built by people who never imagined a world with strangers on every screen. You walked away believing you'd made a judgment. What you'd actually done was inherit one.